Hello, my friends and fellow followers of the Ice Court, and all those along for the sleigh ride. I hope you are ready for some more action. We have spent a couple of episodes with some heavy action around Prague, and some of it involved us being pushed back a little, but I mean, ultimately, we are not going to be denied. I'm going to build back my building for income there, and then hopefully increase my trade. Hopefully we don't get attacked here when I just spent all that money, though that is very possible that we will. That coffin is actually fairly well defended, so we'd probably want to focus on its surrounding settlements. So I'm continuing to try and build up our defensive capability in key parts of our holdings, like Mordheim, for instance, here can be built up as well. So that's probably where we'll spend our money this time. We can start building defenses here. I won't have quite enough for another one. But we can start building more defenses. In fact, we should build them there first because that's closer to the Chaos Dwarves. All right. I think that's going to be it. Let's go ahead and end a turn. I need to find a way to get some decisive strikes in on Archaon and his enemies. Kastoughton is probably up against the wall here. He needs me to join additional wars he has, but I'm not going to do that right now. So he can fight his wars. I've got mine. We've got to find a way, though, to start to put some end to the kind of just rampant onslaught that we're experiencing here on our northern border. Fortunately, our southern border, very secure at the moment, and should remain that way. I don't see any immediate threats cropping up down there unless the apocalyptic in-game thing pops up and we end up with a major threat all of a sudden, which we could. Yeah, it's a very real possibility. I still have to get rid of both the Skaven and Chaos in the north. So I really need, here's Wintertooth back already after having received a recent beatdown at the hands of my forces. I'm going to take Tsarina Katarin and hide right here across the bridge. Prague is continuing to be built stronger. I'm going to increase our income there because we need to pay for all these troops that Boris is stacking into his new and improved army. I can't recruit a hag hero over here because we built that, but it would be cool to have a hag hero in Boris's army. But I'm just kind of looking through. Oh, he needs giant bears. We need the huge bears here. He had one, but it's not going to be available for 2 more turns, both of these. So I want to get both of these special units into his army. It'd be nice to have one standard bear like that, but I can't get it until Kislev hits a tier 5 settlement. I may do that eventually, but for the time being, we'll just wait the 2 turns and get the additional Regiment of Renown units. And in the meantime, I'm considering what I want to add to this army for max effect. I kind of feel like the sleds are going to be max effect, but I mean, Warbear Riders, again, are a specialty for Boris. He's got 4 of them already, and I feel like having something without bullets is the risk here, and in 2 turns, that'll be done, and then the Regiments of Renown will be ready. Let's take a look at available buildings. Let's head back over here, and let's put in the additional defenses there. We'll take advantage of that extra iron as well. And then, speaking of money, we have an opportunity to earn some by destroying a rather large Chaos settlement here at Karak Vlag. I don't know whether there's additional reinforcements around to help them. It says we're going to lose because there is such a significant garrison. And it's possible we could, depending on how things go. But I think that we will not. So I'm going to go ahead and maintain this siege. And they'll probably come and attack me on the next turn, and then we'll see just how good Mother Ostankia's army is, because she is going to be up against some fairly overwhelming numbers. And our little town here is probably going to get sacked, but that's not that important. I think right now we have a pretty good defense here to keep people from entering this valley that we captured. Anyway, let's end our turn. Nothing else to do at the moment, and let's see whether we can get set up for success here. I need to go look at trade agreements, see if we can take on any additional trade agreements, build any additional income buildings I can. I want to push our income up even higher. We can probably afford yet another army for that Druzina, but I want to not only be able to afford that, but then keep some extra. Another good way for us to pile up some money here is to force a bunch of large fights like this And if we can win these fights, we will be able to collect some significant income. So let's go see what happens. I've got the battle started. We're going to be up against a pretty huge number of Chaos forces here. I am going to corner camp, and I'm going to attempt to use my bears to bait some key targets into range and see if we can destroy them. Is that the blue scribes? No, just an exalted hero, Zinch. Nakari is extremely fast. I do have the ability to, well, I do not actually have the wrong lore of magic for slowing down enemies chasing me. So I will need to be quite careful here, though I have included Mother of Stankia. She has a spell for slowing, so actually I should be okay. Yeah, should be okay. All right, this is good though. We've got units following us, and we're going to lure them as far away as possible from their support. We don't want to give them support. So I'm going to keep luring and just let the bear baiting do its job. And we'll lure things back. My defense line is actually not even ready yet. These are such quick forces for Zinch. I'm actually going to turn off these pistols and fire at will for now as well. I need to remember to turn that back on later. My Akshina ambushers are about to be inside a support range, and then this is going to be over real quick. But this is good. We've lured several units forward. I would have preferred Nakari been a part of this, but he was not. I don't know what Nakari is, and I think that's probably intentional. That's just a Slanesh thing, so whatever Nakari is. So here we go. I have got these forces lured within range. We should start to see the Akshina ambushers bury these guys. This is the Knights of Immolation, Doom Knights, that we're facing against right now. I don't know if that actually works. Yeah, it does work on the Knights of Immolation. That should help me finish these guys up. I'm gonna go try, I mean, they are actually hitting my light war sleds rather hard at the moment. More than I would think they should be. I'm gonna just kind of ignore them and keep baiting units. I've got to keep maximum baiting going on here. Yeah, that war sled is getting beat up. We've already lost an entity. Okay, here comes Nakari. Nakari is screaming forward now. Kind of would have expected that. I'm gonna actually take these units and come back in behind my lines. I'm gonna now go ahead. In just a moment, I'm going to unleash the pistol fire, and sorry, I got to pause it real quick because things are happening fast here. Mother of Stankia, I need you to do the fins. That should slow down Nakari and allow us to put some beat down on Nakari here. All Akshina ambushers target Nakari. And the slowing did help, but Nakari's speed is still 100. After the, yeah, look at this, he drives stuff berserk around. I'm trying, oh gosh, the berserk is spreading at this point. This is bad. I forgot about that capability. I'm gonna turn around and pump some fire into Nakari, but Nakari just barreled right into my lines, and most of my Akshina ambushers went bananas. That is not good. I needed to have a better focus fire ready for Nakari. Whenever Nakari arrived, I'm gonna do everything I can. Anything he touches, though, is probably gonna berserk here, and I hope he doesn't get my war sleds. And Nakari is dying, but I'm losing some Akshina ambushers in the process. This is quite bad for me. This is not what we wanted to be happening here. Mother of Stankia can do some damage, but I think this is actually better against, yeah, larger units, so let's wait on that spell. We've got to kill Nakari, and then I'm going to turn around and have to address these Marauder Horsemen that are parked in front of me. So the good thing is we will kill Nakari very quickly. The bad thing is I'm going to take a lot of damage from Nakari because of the unfortunate... Oh, Mother of Stankia, don't do that. That was just a crap load of friendly fire right there. All right, hold on. Sorry, let me fix this. I've now got all my Akshina back under control, which is very important. I need those units. And then we've got to deal with these warhounds here. So I'm going to give some attack orders, and I'm going to take Boyar and get her out of this fight. Okay, we do have a blizzard here as well. I might be able to use my sleds to set up a big blizzard hit here in just a second. I'm going to recall my Akshina ambushers, let them get in firing position. I'm going to take these healthy light war sleds, and I'm going to actually push out over here and see if I can get a good situation set up for a blizzard. Okay, we've got, sorry, another pause here as I just take care of business. I'm going to choose my next target, which is going to be the cultist. I'm actually going to drop a heal right here, heal some of those units. I need to actually put my infantry on a defensive stance as well. I need these units to cover the gaps. Don't let anything through the gaps. Yeah, you all cover there, and then you cover right there. Okay. All right, let's hit play sleds. Except for that one. I'm going to bring my sleds out here and try and cause a big roadblock, and then use a blizzard on the roadblock. All right, we have the roadblock set. I'm going to slow all the units, and then I'm going to drop a massive blizzard right here. Now those sleds can be recalled. All right, so the sleds are recalled. Oh, that's going to be brutal. We pulled so many units into that blizzard. So many units got caught up in that. Oh, gosh. Get out of there. I'm getting my patriarch beat to crap right now. Get out of there. Come on. Get out of there. I need his heals, so I've got to try really hard to get that patriarch out of that fight. And I'm going to once again just kind of turn my Akshina ambushers forward. That blizzard was gruesomely effective. All right, where is Mother Estankia? She is going to be extraordinarily good against infantry, so I'm going to swing her that direction. Right there, we get a big spell down here. We are running pretty low on heals. And let's get our war sleds. I'm going to start picking at large targets. We're struggling a little bit, just sheer weight of numbers here. Sorry, I got to slow it down as I take inventory of what's going on. I'm going to move the patriarch over here and drop a heal on this vicinity. I don't want the blizzard to get my own troops. We do have biting wind, but I don't think it does good armor piercing. This one does armor piercing. But if I am going to use biting wind, I've got to make sure that it's extremely effective. We've got to kill tons of troops here in very short order. That was the last of my magic. I actually probably should have just used it on blizzard over here because I know how effective blizzard is. Let's see what biting wind does. I don't know if we're going to have enough juice to finish this fight. Biting Wind was pretty good, but I feel like we should have used Blizzard. I may have just sealed my own fate there. I hope not. But yeah, we are out of magic, essentially here. My Akshina ambushers, I'm trying to clean up as much of their like big units as I can. And then I need to use my sleds at this point. Sorry, they are being stupid on me here too, where I try and select a unit and it just moves it around in my unit cards. That's starting to irritate me. Let's hit play, and I'm gonna give a charge into this vicinity. And I believe, yep, we've got him on the run. Wow, that's fortunate because we were fighting, in my opinion, still an uphill battle here, but we broke the leadership. Fortunately for us, we broke their leadership. We may have to fall back, though, and do some replenishing. Whew, that was close. There's still a couple of chaos spawn here. My own sleds are taking friendly fire from my Akshina, which is unfortunate. But we did still manage to cause considerable damage there. Wow, my sleds continue to take friendly fire. I'm going to end this battle before I already lost my sled to friendly fire. Well, that does stink that we lost a sled. I'm going to take what replenishment I can get because there's still a lot of chaos in the vicinity. They may still outnumber me to the point where they can win. Prague is going to defend itself. I'm going to let that just happen here, and I'm going to take the cash because Arena Katarin's nearby. So at least we'll pick up some good cash on this turn end, which we've been needing. Oh, we're gonna actually win this too. Take the cash from that too. All right, so we've killed an Exalted Hero Zinch, which, by the way, those were a new add to the game, so always feels good to kill some of the new characters that we didn't want around. Let's get rid of the rest of these guys.
Victory!
And again, just take a big cash infusion here. We've got 21,000 in the treasury now after all those big victories. Prague is in good shape still to defend itself. I mean, unless the Skavens show up rather suddenly. Looks like Kastalden's got a couple of armies. He's holding his own. The Skaven are trying to get behind me again, but Boris's army will be ready in time to go destroy Throt the Unclean. Zvastra will be unable to defend itself, but we will get to it soon. And let's check out what's going on over here. It's going to give me high cash. It's going to like kill off most of my army. I can hold the siege here and hope that the enemy does not send reinforcements. Or, in my mind, I can be a little more reasonable, meaning I think that they do have reinforcements, Wintertooth or otherwise, coming soon, because AI always has more troops right behind the Fog of War. So I'm going to lift this siege, because if I get caught there, and they do end up with reinforcements, I am in some pretty deep doo-doo. So I'm going to get Mother Ostankia over here and try and replenish quickly. I can't recruit the units. Well, I could stick with 4 sleds and pick up the extra Akshina. That's risky because the sleds are very important to us, but the Akshina are also extremely deadly. I mean, you all saw the damage the Akshina ambushers were doing. I'll do that for now. We may eventually want to have sleds instead, and I would rather have the heavy sleds. And let's see here. Kislev can now be upgraded because we got all that money, so that cash infusion will pay off in the sense that Kislev will now get upgraded to the impenetrable city. And I do hope that it is actually impenetrable. In the meantime, I may go lay siege to Vksgrad and see if we can earn some more money by winning a massive siege there. Let's go ahead and hold this siege. So continue siege. And let's see what we get going on here. It leaves Prague a little bit exposed. But, like I said, Boris is nearby. We need to get that Druzina army built. And then, honestly, if we are going to build it, I would either need it here or over here. And both places could be useful. Let's see what our Ataman thing here is. We've got this one, Banisher, so corruption, growth in the province. Well, this is Kislev, so I don't think that growth does us much good anymore because Kislev just hit its max thing. Either one of these is going to be particularly useful, I guess, unless we moved him to another settlement, which I don't know whether you can do that or not. Possibly you can. Let's see here. Hoxmiski, we got the arcane conduits. Let's do this magic reserves. That Frost Maiden was absolutely critical in the destruction of that army. Another good reason why we need to continue to build up the power of Mother Ostankia's magic, because it is indeed powerful. Alright, spell resistance when we're casting Forbidden Fins. Trying to remember what some of the opposites are. Yeah, that is a good one right there. Let's open up that one, because that's basically a sniping thing for our ambushers. We can use that to pick off things with the Akshina. Let's do this Impassioned. With our Golden Knights, we're going to finish this Unmatched in the Oblast. So now we'll have Iceguard with extreme weapon strength and melee attack and then melee defense based on the other stuff that we're getting here. So that should be really exciting. So our Iceguard and Tsarina Katarin's army are going to be disgusting, which is good. I think they used to have more armor piercing until they were adjusted because of Kislev being too powerful. But I mean, look at that, 57 frostbite melee attack, 55 defense. Weapon strength's not amazing, but it's anti-infantry. So if you get into an infantry brawl, it's still going to hit pretty hard. And then for these others, they're armor piercing and anti-large. It's only 32 weapon strength, but again, with 44 attack, 58 defense, 60 armor. I mean, these are going to be some decent melee units, and they have their ammo to expend as well at a pretty good range of 160. So they've got a lot to offer at the moment that I am quite excited about. I'm going to save some cash actually and build a little more on the next turn. We have outpost available. Maybe those outposts would be really useful right now, but I can't remember. I guess it'd be with dwarves and other factions, and I don't think they'd be super useful. So I'm going to hold off on spending any money on outpost. The Empire, Balthasar look like they're holding strong. The Barrow Legion's been contained. least I think they have for now. Throt's going to attack us. This is not a surprise here. Throt's actually back with almost the exact same army that we killed earlier, if not the exact same army, which is good because that means he doesn't have mortars and he doesn't have warp lightning cannons and stuff like that. Things that, rattling guns, things that make the Skaven infuriatingly and annoying, infuriating and annoying. We do have a huge battle here with Tsarina Katarin. Not a particularly difficult one, I don't think, but an opportunity for us to cause extreme casualties to the Norskins here, so let's do it. All right, the AI did deploy further off to the right because that's where the reinforcements are coming from. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and move up and we'll start bombarding them with Grom. In fact, I may position between these two lakes. Could be a good spot for me. Let's go and if they have to cross that lake, actually, that might even be better because that's where the reinforcements would come from. I might set up right there and force them across that shallow water. Let's go get some people interested in the old bear baiting crew here. And we'll get that process started. I do have a little Grom, so as we move up, I need to open fire. I probably could open fire right now, but I don't think we need to be in a hurry here. I'm just gonna let my sleds open fire and start to get their attention. There's very little that their army can do to hurt me in its current layout. You can see the power bar already very much against them. They're gonna use their stupid Marauder horse axes here to try and do damage to my sleds, and I don't really want that. Might head back that way in melee, see if we can drive their horsemen back or just destroy them in a melee real quick if they charge. Yep, they were dumb enough to charge, so I'm just gonna massacre them and push them back. I don't want the friendly fire though for my own units, so I kind of pull back from that for a second. All right, they have a werekin headed my direction. I'm gonna fall back for a second because we're gonna take a lot of friendly fire out here in front of this, unless I'm just using my single entities. I'm gonna slow down the werekin, see if we can finish him up. Oh yeah, look at him go down in a blaze of glory there. Well, I don't know about blaze of glory, but frost of glory. And then the Marauder Chieftain's headed our way as well, and he is about to be dead. And it's gonna say that if they don't have anything on the battlefield, it'll tell me that we can go ahead and win, or we can wait on the reinforcements. I'm gonna wait on the reinforcements. Want that. This guy is just out of range. I think Grom is probably shooting it. Okay, there he goes. Alright, yeah, we forced them into melee essentially by shooting them with our sleds. I did set some research where we got extra ammunition on our ice guards. I'm doing more research, which I hope gets us additional ammunition on the ice guards. We want to maximize that, since without a Druzina, I don't believe I have a way to add ammunition to our army. There we go. So that army is destroyed. We're going to await reinforcements, though. And then the reinforcements will have to come across this water. The reinforcements were actually right there. That would have been frustrating if you were the player and your reinforcements were that close and then they ended the battle and you lose. But yeah, not the case here. All right, let's bring my sleds up and get ready for round 2. There's just a ton of Norscan infantry headed our direction. Let's go kill that Marauder Chieftain. I love it when Tsarina Katarin says choke on ice. That's hilarious. Let's see. Chaos Warriors with great weapons. That sounds like an appropriate target. And then I've got my sleds headed in here. I've got a lot of slowing spells at my availability, and I have a Frozen Heart of Winter overcast. Probably an overcast that we can use. We're not going to have a ton of magic left over, but we do have a magic reserve of 27 still sticking around. And we're going to let Grom do some work here. I'm kind of curious to see how much damage Tsarina Katarin can cause to these guys if I just plow her into there. I don't really have a lot of units that can stop her. I'm going to go kind of charge in here and try and blob these goons up a little and see if I can have some fun with them here. Okay, let's get the spells running. Then we'll get Tsarina Katarin out of there once she drops that Heart of Winter all over them and burns up a whole bunch of their troops. Alright, now we'll keep her moving. They're definitely slowing her down better. They changed her characteristics to where she is a lot more easily stopped by infantry, and I can tell. And again, it stinks in a way because it was kind of fun to cheese them the way we did, but it is, I mean, probably requisite that that was done. She was extraordinarily powerful and still is. Like, I don't feel like they've ruined her here. But we definitely did cause a lot of damage. So I'm going to continue the slay shenaniganry. Put a cat out here to slow them down as well. I don't have, like I said, unfortunately, much more magic, but I can certainly use the sled to its maximum potential here to just run people over. And that is what we will be doing. You can see that we're going to be facing enemies on our flanks as well. I actually think I'm going to switch positions here and put some of my Ice Guard anti-infantry variants on the flanks to help hold those flanks. All right, Tsarina Katarin needs to keep moving. And then I can use my sleds to reinforce the flanks as well. But right now, I'm feeling quite confident that we're going to be able to stop the enemy. We got 185 kills on Tsarina Katarin already. All right, here we go. I've got one more Ice Guard, and I think I'm going to swing it this direction. And I've got the Golden Knight, which is also a potent anti-infantry weapon. And then I've got some more sleds we can stack up over here. And then I got the Boydnob Brawlers there in the back. Tsarina Katarin, let's keep her moving. I do have enough for another Frozen Heart of Winter, and we will use that here shortly. I'm going to apply some sled pressure here. And I'm going to have my Ice Guard on standby right here. I don't believe we can get an overcast. Oh, we can get an overcast Frozen Heart of Winter, so let's let it rip. All right. So we are holding back the enemy on all fronts. Let's head over here and do some heals. That Frozen Heart of Winter is having good effect. We blocked the charge of all these Norskins, so I'm going to go ahead and now countercharge them with my... I've got to keep these sleds moving. They don't survive as well as Tsarina Katarin does, so... There we go. The Frozen Heart of Winter is in full effect there, and it just collapses that flank. And now Tsarina Katarin's free to get moving. She's got 406 kills, by the way. This might be a record for her by the end of this battle. She is getting a tremendous number of kills. And then the Golden Knight and the sleds held down this other flank just fine as well. Again, Golden Knight quite capable in an anti-infantry fight. Not quite as brutal as Tsarina on her sled, but certainly a capable combatant there. I need Patriarch. Let's drop some heals. All right, and so there we have beaten back the Norskins, and they have taken extreme losses. I'm kind of curious what Grom was able to kill. He got 206 kills, so pretty nice showing for Lil Grom. I don't know if Little is a good moniker to be placed in front of Grom, but Grom nonetheless getting some pretty serious work done. I'm going to kill a few more of their units on the way out the door here. I'm going to cause extreme casualties to our enemies. That should be good. Tsarina Katarin's well up over 500 kills there too. All right, that was the great massacre of Vksgrad there. The Norskins got utterly obliterated. They're not worth a whole lot of money, unfortunately, so I guess I'll just take a little bit of replenishment and keep our army. Did we pick up a plague? We may have. There's a plague going around a lot of these provinces. I don't know if it's Skaven plague. It is Skaven plague, so... And we do take attrition during the plague, so I'm glad that we took the replenishment. It's going to be a number of turns worth of attrition, too. I'm going to auto-resolve this. And I think I'm going to occupy it for the moment. The problem is since we're going to take attrition for like 5 turns with Skaven Plague, yeah, because that's utterly obnoxious, like how long it's going to last, I might have to retreat back to Prague where we have a bigger garrison and stay safe there. The ice course dominates, which means that we are just about to win the supporter race here. I'm going to go ahead and invoke the... I'm actually not going to invoke the Motherland. Well, I am actually, because Throt's back there. Let's go ahead and invoke the Urson, right? I need to upgrade those in our tech tree as well. And now Boris should be able to take on our defeated regiments of renown. And we can move over here. I'm going to kind of come in an ambush stance so that we don't just have Throt run away from us. I mean, hoping, and if I do like a repair here at Zavastra, you know, like maybe I can draw him back in, right? I'm going to spend a little money here to tempt the filthy rat back into this particular engagement that he really shouldn't be in. What are we doing at Kislev? Kislev is 4 turns from being upgraded to the impenetrable city. Mother of Stanky's got her army put back together, but it does need to do some replenishment. I might step into an ambush right here. See if we get lucky. I don't think their army will come across here, but you know, you never know. Sometimes you get lucky. But if you're right there in plain view, they'll never fall for it, so we might as well try it. Tsarina Katarin picks up 2 skill points. I'm going to put that into increasing the potency of our... It says Zargard and Ice Guard. It's mostly just for my Ice Guard at the moment. Now, we could replace these other troops with Zargard eventually. But, I mean, part of me has thought about just getting even more Ice Guard just to be fun, like a front line of swords or something, and then back it up with glaives. I don't know. There could be a lot of fun to be had there. Look at this. We have 1 war sled, but it has over 50% health. I got to take another picture of this. I've got to show this to CA and see if they can address that, because that is kind of obnoxious. Inviolable. And then the Golden Knights, we had finished this Unmatched in the Oblast, which helps our Ice Guard. This one gives you better unit experience gain for Ice Guard. That one's going to affect Zargard. This one will be good, period, because of the spell and magic resistance. Like, or sorry, the missile and spell resistance can't really go wrong there because it impacts everything. Oh man, we've got so much to build. So much to build. What's Sylvania looking like, by the way? I'm gonna put some additional income at Sylvania, and we're gonna put some additional income here. And we've done a lot of our growth, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that building and put in additional income as well. So I want to really maximize our income here. This income from farms. All right, that'll work for now. I'll save a little bit of my money just to see what we want to spend on in the next turn. Again, I'm going to skip the outpost for now. Let's end this turn. I feel like we're in a strong position. Our enemies have paid a hefty toll over the last few turns. They have definitely lost a lot of troops. Archaon, the Norskins that were holding Vksgrad. And this is probably him asking us to join the war against World Walkers, sorry. And fortunately for us, he has beaten the World Walkers back a significant degree. So our investment in the Karl Franz Empire seems to have been well-founded here. And he is now a military ally with Balthasar, so that is also good. So we have definitely started to create like a giant, powerful axis of allied nation, or sorry, an allied conglomerate here, which Changeling's still alive down there too. I wish we had an army free to go and change him into dirt, but unfortunately I just don't at the moment, so he will continue to be annoying and alive for the time being. All right, Throt did not scram. In fact, he's on a force march for some reason, and he sat there and he ate attrition from the invocation of Urson, so Throt is going to fall victim to Boris's new and improved army. And this is not going to end well for Throt. We've got double Groms and 5 heavy war sleds backed up by 4 warbear riders. This is going to get ugly, and I'm here for it. I'm not sure I've ever had a more fierce bear army ever with Kislev. I mean, double Grom, 5 bear riders, one of which is the Regiment of Renown, and then we've got the Frozen Heart of Winter here. And then we've got Zargard up front, which are basically bears in human form. And then I've got my sleds here, which are actually getting hit by that stupid Jezzail. I forgot about the Jezzail. I need to fall back a little. Let's take our double Grom and give some double attention to those moronic Jezzails. So there we go. Double Grom needs to be on defensive stance, by the way. I hate how quickly the Skaven can do damage with those Jezzails. I mean, and you can imagine if they had more than one unit of it, just how deadly that would become. Which is why you're going to see me fall back from them, because given time, they will do tremendous damage. I'm going to go ahead and split our Warbear Riders to the flanks and get ready to overrun the Skaven just as soon as they arrive. And once my Groms start to dig into those Jezzails, there's another shot. All right, yep. So the Jezzails are under heavy fire now. I want to do a little bit of Bear Breath here as well. All right, my heavy war sleds are swinging back in the direction of the Skaven along with Boris. We're just kind of baiting them and shooting them up a little. I don't really have a lot of great magic anymore, but I can slow Throt down, at least. And I'm actually gonna wait. I'm gonna bring that bear back just a little bit. All right, here comes Throt and his disgusting ogres. I'm gonna send Boris over to attack Throt. My bear sleds are now safe behind my own lines. And let's swing into action with these bear riders. There's some storm vermin out on the flank that we don't really want to engage. I'm gonna attack those globadiers next. I'm gonna start moving in with some of these Zargard here. All right, and then the big bear, let's drop some ice breath here. How did I end up engaging those storm vermin anyway? I'm not 100% sure how that went down, but let's pop some abilities off here. Some Death Frost there. Getting a little bit cooked with these bears because we got engaged with that Storm Vermin, and probably it was that Warp Grinder as well. Now let's bring the Frozen Heart of Winter in here. Slow all that stuff down, make it more difficult for them to pursue. I thought I gave little Groms the... Oh, how did these guys get behind my lines? There's a Rat Ogre... Oh, a Summon and a Mutant Rat Ogre that got behind my lines. I'm gonna gauge them. What happened to Grom? Alright, both Groms are kind of in a little bit of a messed up position here. Let's go over here and get Gorich. I'm gonna swing some of these bears out here to finish things up as well. One of my bear riders is getting pretty trashed because there's a bunch of infantry here. Let's... How did a Zargard get killed out here? Like, I find that hard to believe, or mostly killed. Fortunately, that by our blood kept them in that fight and helped them hold on. Sometimes it's unfortunate because they'll die. All right, there goes Gorich. He's being driven out. So easily able to handle this army. Oh, it may have been those Globadiers that ruined my Zargard. Come to think of it now, that would make a lot of sense. In fact, all right, there goes Gorich. He's done. I'm gonna go hunt down a bunch of this army just because we can. All right, so let's fast forward and we're gonna hunt down some Skaven. Bear sleds. Keep on coming. Bear sleds should be on fire at will, so they should be shooting all these units around them. But they are not. So let's just run over the Warp Grinders real quick. There we go. That should be good enough. All right, well, Throt definitely fell victim to our new bear army. Oh, I'm going to take his money here. That's quite a bit of money. So there we go. We'll get some nice cash off of Throt. Like I said, appreciate him donating his lunch money to the cause of Kislev. It's awful kind of him. Might just say awful because Throt is awful. There we go. So I'm going to move back towards Skaven territory now. And again, somehow, some way, Kastalton has held on. And it looks like he's going to continue holding on, which is really quite amazing, all things considered. So Don't really know how that happened, but I am happy to welcome it. We've got the Brother of Bears here, so we got our weapon strength, the elemental regeneration for, that's why I want to get another elemental bear as well, because they get regeneration, and then we got this heroic resilience we can add. Grand Builder. You know what we should do, though, too? We could open up some of these creatures of the land right here, and we can get an additional 8 attack for the elemental bears, for the war bear riders, and then weapon strength for those same units, I believe. So that would be another big upgrade of this army that we can count on. And I think we're going to be pretty much out of time for this episode. Mother Ostankya finished her replenishment, and it looks like that Archaon's faction wasn't able to recover here at Karag Vlag. And I can auto-resolve this one to, it says medium casualties. If they've got an army right off screen, we're in trouble. But if they don't, we should be good. I could have sacked it for some big money, but no need. It's a settlement we can make use of. And we need more places to earn from right now. We'll put our defenses up here. And we're going to be replenishing extremely quick. So unless they can strike me back on this very next turn, I don't think there's much that they can do about my presence. We are still suffering the attrition here. I'm going to move this army back to Prague just to be extra safe, because Vksgrad really can't, protect me. But the garrison at Prague can help protect me. Get the extra logs for trade there. And that's going to be it, folks. I will see you on the next episode. We need to get another army with the Druzina, and I'm curious where I should place it. I know I need to probably recruit it at Kislev where we get the best recruiting, but then I might run it over here to help Mother Ostankya, because we're going to need people pushing back into the Chaos Waste. And then maybe Tsarina Katarin and Boris can push back on this flank. But we're starting to secure a lot of our flanks here, which, like I said, is not going to resound to the benefit of our enemies. But in any case, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you all soon.